wait, I now have this issue. Okay, here we go. Participants, invite, organization. All right, let's see. I have to. Okay. All righty. All right. Last week was.
No. No, I'm in my truck right now.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Last week was a storm that knocked me out. This week I actually don't know what it is because it was pouring, no storm, but the sun's out. So we had like a sun shower.
Okay.
So let me stop sharing real quick, make sure that we are all okay. Yeah, and when you're ready, you can go ahead and put your in there. All right, so I am hopefully no one will try to sell you tickets today. Nah, it looks like you're moving. Anyway, so really quickly, I wanted to try to finish these and then see how far we can go. Because if you have already read about what the different types of models there is, then that actually saves a lot of time. So yeah, so this is where you would be doing, where you'd be leaning on something. Remember that the computer's position also influences the model's behavior in the frame. For example, if you sit or lean against her, she changes her focal points, and that is, of course, seen in the frame. So even though that it looks very natural, which it does, you would not know that the actual photographer was changing the angles. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In such a way, the shots become easy and natural. If the model is constantly focused on one thing, it will spoil the shots. Therefore, it's better when she sees various things and has thoughts behind her eyes. So you would be looking like you're in a distance. So are looking at other things. And we have number 5, twirling hair. If you have beautiful long hair, you should really show it in motion. It is one of the most favorable female model poses. You should quickly turn your head to make the hair swirl. The photographer may experiment with the exposure to get sharp, on the contrary, blurred shots, highlighting the motion of the hair. So it's not so much focused on you, but it's focused on the hair, even though they are still a very good photographer, a really good photographer will be able to shoot you while getting what he or she is aiming at, okay? And I see that you have very long hair and that it's a natural color and that, so if you're able to show the hair off, then that would be great. And this is the kind of pose that you would do in that case. Then there's the straightening neck. Remember that in any picture, you should try to straighten your neck up. It will visually make it longer. Also, you should lower the shoulders. That's what I was telling you about, because the posture will show how confident you are. You would want to make sure that you are showing that you're very comfortable, that you are very confident, and that you know what you are doing, even if it is that you don't know what you're doing. Okay. Number 7, shooting in movement. Now, she must have been moving very confidently. Her feet, as if she was slaying a runway or something. So you could do the same thing. You could pretend that you're slaying a runway and put yourself in a walking mode. You probably want to have a dress or something pretty on for a shoot like this. So that you could look thinner and you could look more confident, more professional. But the photographer would literally be focused on your movement, okay, while also being focused on you. The female model posing often presupposes movement. Such shots require much time and great efforts, both from the shooter and the model. So a good shooter, even if it's like your boyfriend, a friend, or whoever who may be doing these test shoots for you, don't rush it, okay? But definitely make sure that make sure that you're comfortable in your movement, as well as the photographer is actually catching it in the movement. You want to be moving in this particular shoot. Here's one with a gentleman where it looks like he could be falling back. You may get the perfect shot in one button press, so it worked for hours to receive a desired image. And then you have the facial play. The facial play is basically like your hand over your chin, your hair is done up in any specific way. Maybe it might be balled up in a bun or wrapped up or whatever the case may be. But this is the kind of what you would see. Engage all parts of you may raise an eyebrow or part your lips slightly. Change the position of your shoulders. Experiment with facial expressions. like happy, sad, aggravated, scared, you know, a joker, whatever the case may be, okay? The laughing face. However, faces are symmetrical, so it's better to determine your favorable face position to use them while shooting. And one where she kind of just looks like she's going to use her comb or something as a microphone, but she's just standing there with very straight posture, her hands leaning like this over her head. Okay. Many different things are happening in this picture. Relaxed hand and legs. Now, this is the simple one, okay? I'm giving you the simple ones to work on first. Relaxed hands and legs. So in this case, she's standing straight and tall. She has one hand that is kind of about, I want to say 8 inches from the knee, while that same leg that that hand is on is crossed over in front of the other leg, with the other leg sticking pretty much straight up, and you have the thumb in the pocket with the rest of the hand just relaxing there at the thighs, okay? That is one position. Then you have okay. Hmm. Okay, I don't know what happened here. And training must go on. The show must go on. So when she gets back on, I'll have to just. So here we go. I'll do it for YouTube purpose. Using hands. So you would basically be using your hands. Don't forget about female model poses involving hands. For example, you may use your hands to shape the face. So this would be a sample of being able to do that. Touch the forehead or the chin. It will look great in the frame. The simpler the gesture, the better the shot. I recommend these modeling poses for beginners. I'm going to try this one more time, because I don't know what is going on. I know that I have issues, but this is messing up with my time, and we might not even be able to, we might not even get done on time. All right, let's see. I wanted to get this done. I'm sorry, folks. I'm a little antsy and not like when I'm trying to. Come on. See, I always say the show must go on. This is one of those examples. Okay. All right. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. We might be running over a little bit because of all these technical errors that we're getting. So I hope you will be okay with that. I know the show must go on, right? Is something okay?
Oh my God.
Okay, what's up?
Oh my God. I can't see it. How's the weather there? How's your weather?
The weather piece is good now.
It is 81.
Yeah, it hit 80.
It's getting pretty warm. Like it's when it's hot, really hot out, you want snow because it's just so hot. But then when the snow gets here, then you want it to be like no, you want the heat.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I don't like the snow either way. It
I
doesn't,
hate the snow.
no.
And it just when it's here, it never wants to leave. Never wants to leave. We sometimes get it like wow, mostly around Christmas time. It starts like end of December, but it doesn't really get bad until like January. You got January and February. That's the word. But
Yeah,
last year wasn't all that bad. Now the winter before that, I think it was really bad. And I want to say that year I went in the ditch in black ice. Last year was okay. I want to say it was fine last one. So
hmm.
that's a busy picture right there.
That's a what?
Kind of different.
Yeah, this is the using your hands pose.
Yeah.
Now, this is where I want to leave off. This one here is where you're kind of playing with your hair. But they're the poses that I'm gonna submit to you tonight, and you're gonna
Okay.
submit those, okay, during the week. Now, these are the ones that, this is why I said they were the easy ones. Now, look beyond the camera. This is going to be one that you'll be doing. This is one that you'll be doing. This one. So they actually get, so what I wanted to try to do so that it doesn't keep you so busy is get you to do like no more than 10. Now, if you could only get 8 of the different poses done, but we want to make sure that we can get through all of the poses before the 8 weeks. That's all. Almost sideways is another one. We have that. Totally sideways. Standing back to camera. So these are other poses that you'll be learning to do as well. Now, I am going to give you a huge FYI. There are going to be times where I'm going to be speaking to you and seem to be driving outside anyway. What I may end up having you do is actually do something outside. Like have you go outside of the vehicle, not tonight. Tonight we're just we're finishing up all the other important things that we need to talk about. And then we're gonna start diving into the meat. But we have crossed arms. We have the arms behind back, facing the wall. These are what they are called, by the way, the poses. Standing near chair. Keeping your poses moving and alive. Standing with accessories. You want to have matching accessories with what you're wearing. This one, you want it to be extremely fashionable. Very fashionable for yourself when you're doing this one. Hands in pockets, again, but this is more of a movement thing. Okay. Full frontal. All right. The profile picture. The 3/4 picture. Hands in camera. That's the pose. One leg up. Pose. Strolling. This is strolling. So it could be like you walking and maybe they have a fan on or something and it just blows your hair as you're walking. Something like that. That's what's going on in that picture. This one, she's basically kind of just easy walk and just strolling, basically. Or slaying, like you're slaying a runway, just got a prompt background photo. Covering face with hand. Okay. And if you notice, a lot of the stuff with the face, like covering your face with your hand, this, and all that's happening after you expose yourself because they want to be able to see you perspective, more specifically, not perspectively. Again, this is hand over face. Draped with fabric. This is going to be a very interesting one. This one right here. It might be something else that you may have to get from Amazon. I don't know. But it looks like she's in front of a fan and the fabric is just blowing, but she has a very nice top and bottom one with heel. It's very, very fashionable, but the fabric is just blowing. You could tell because it's even happening with the hair a little bit as well. walking towards or to the side of the camera. Okay, so you want to be creative there. Walking away from the camera. So now you're looking like you're walking away from the camera, even though that you're actually at the camera, if that makes sense. The lean forward. This is the lean forward pose, as well as this one. The lean back pose, right there. The floor work pose. So this is one where you'd be sitting on the floor and maybe you have a little bit of a chair there that you can lean into. All right. Sitting cross-legged pose. So she's basically just sitting on a chair, but she's crossed her legs completely. Sitting on or near the water. All right. From a height. So it looks like the photographer's taking a picture from like the ceiling, but not really. Sitting on the knee. Okay, this one it looks like she's doing on the outside, but she's on her knees and her buttocks is at the heel of her feet. Okay. Sitting with a cup of coffee or tea. So this is like you're on a date without your date. All right. So how you dress for your date is pretty much how you want to dress for that. And if you have no dress, then at least be fashionable. Laying on the side pose. So this one's also a very interesting one. You want to be sure that you are kind of looking to the side as well, even though that the camera is straight in front of you. Laying on the back pose. So this could be as simple as like laying on the floor, laying in your bed, or laying, like if it's outside, it could be laying in the grass, okay? Whatever it is that you are comfortable in doing and whatever fashion that you want to wear when you're doing that one. Lying from the front point pose. Now, this one's a little bit tricky because while this one is saying you're going to lie on the back, you are technically still lying from the front, but you are really actually twisting your hips to the side and you're looking toward the front, okay? So it's more, when you hear about that, it's more about the perspective of the photographer, because as you can see, it looks like she's still laying on her back, right? But the reality is that she is actually facing the front and just turned. Okay. Lying with legs up. This is actually very interesting. I consider this one of the fun poses, because you're not technically really doing anything, but it is kind of showing some character when you're doing this. But such model poses, female legs look elevated and slender in the image. It is preferable to have the subject look into the lens for more expressiveness of the shot. Then we have the caving in the back pose. That is where you're actually like you're actually on your back, but you're anchored up. The chest is anchored up. And then your legs are pretty much pointed upward. Lying in the milk bath pose. Now this one, when we come to this one, we'll know whether or not you would feel comfortable in wanting to do this or not. It's more or less a lingerie type pose. Number 49, lying on the stomach pose. So this is the opposite, but your head is straight up, your arms are straight up from the elbow up. Okay, and then you have your left leg that is curved over to your right leg, and the knee there is pointed upward. Or excuse me, pointed to the side, and your hip is pointed upward. And then you have the interest image retouching to professional pose. This is basically the before and after. All right. That they are the 50 poses for female models that we will be going through during the training. You will be doing just 1 through 10 this week. That's all you'll be doing.
Oh, just one of them?
No, you're going to go 1 through 10 for this week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right.
Okay, send me the 10 that you want me to do. Out of them.
It will be the first 10 that are in this list.
9?
Yeah, the first 10. Hands
The
on
first 10, okay.
full frontal face, being near the wall, leaning on something, twirling hair, straightening neck, shooting and movement, facial play. As funny as that sounds, relaxed hands and legs, using hands, and then that's it. And what I'll do is I will just like send you the pictures so that you can basically try to
So
mimic
copy
it,
them. Okay.
yeah, for yourself.
Okay. All right. So either inside, outside, but like a plain background.
And then I'm gonna grill you. The next time we see each other, I'm gonna literally be grilling you into it. So what will happen is not only will I critique if you did the photos right or not, but I'm going to also like you want to be somewhere comfortable where you would actually be able to, you know, kind of work through the poses with me. You don't need a photographer, but I'm going to basically just say, hey, look, I want you to put like your left hand here, and I want you to put your right hand here or something like that. And then I'm going to want you to smile. And then I would tell you, okay, there's your hand pose, you know, something like that. And then you'll actually have the idea of what's happening, because I want to be sure that you are going to be 100% ready for poses. Posing is going to be very important when it comes to modeling. It doesn't matter what modeling you do, especially if you're saying you want to do print modeling, you have to be sure you know poses. And you also have to be sure you know the terminology. Like all that I just told you, hands overhead, you best better know how to do hands overhead. You know what I mean? If someone asks you to do that. Those kind of things are, that's why as a new model and in training, we tell you what these things is. And then we'll also show you pictures of it, but we also make you and groom you into doing the poses as well. So there you go. Okay, so that's that information. Now, I know that you mentioned that you wanted to do print modeling, but I'm going to go right to the point of some things here. We have editorial modeling, so I'm going to explain that. You could keep driving because it's really going to be mainly about listening right now more than anything, but it's going to help you understand further why you do not want to choose just one type of model. Okay.
Mhm.
And why you want to be open to certain others. Now, editorials are 4 to 10 page visual stories that showcase fashion, beauty, and lifestyle trends in magazines. Although the models, clothes, and accessories are usually the main focus, creative hairstyles, makeup, and props can also be the feature and add to the theme of the fashion story. The magazine genre and the theme of the editorial greatly affect the model casting. Fashion magazines, for example, V-Man and Harper's Bazaar, book models that have an edgy or high fashion look. So you can, if we can decorate you in a real good way for your portfolio model shoot, you could find yourself being picked for a fashion spread, but you have to have some really good fashion. Okay, so that's the other thing as well. It's very important to make sure that we do changes to our wardrobe. See, when I started business, my business, I couldn't just wear t-shirts. The only reason why I'm wearing a t-shirt now is because I'm at the comfort of my own. I was also doing other things that didn't require business. So I just did, I still got the armor, okay, logo. So I'm still good there. There's some fashion sense that I do have and some Reeboks for the shoes, and I got Adidas and whatnot, but I had to change my fashion sense, how I dress, what types of clothes and things like that in order to present myself as a structured, at least male model, at least for my size, my type, and who I am. You know what I mean? So you can still find yourself in some lifestyle magazines like Self and Men's Health tend to use models that are more commercial and possibly athletic. Now, you may not be exactly athletic, but it could be commercial, okay? Which is where I think you actually fit, which is why I downed you a little bit about print, but because you didn't want to do commercial, but actually commercial is right where it's going to be right down your alley. If you get any kind of jobs, it will most likely be in commercial, and you'll see why in a minute. Along with physique and features, models require patience. So you also have to be patient, and you cannot be the diva before you start it. You cannot say, okay, I'm used to people saying I'm pretty, I look younger than my age, or whatever the case may be. And while that's very, very good, and I understand that, you're not going to be able to tell clients that. You're going to have to pay attention. You're going to have to respect who they are, what it is that they basically do. The only time where you don't want to be well, I wouldn't say you don't want to be respectful, but that you want to be careful is if someone's forcing you into things that are uncomfortable when it leads to more like harassment. You know what I mean? But outside of that, you want to listen to them, and the photographers and all of that, they're all going to be there leading you into the diva that you may want to be. How's that? We'll put it that way. So there is a lot of makeup and hair preparation, light setup, and prop placement that is involved. Models should also know how to move and deliver different expression. So when we say, give me the laughing face with your hands on top, you're gonna do something like that, like that, you know? Just using that as an example. But you want to, you're gonna need to understand the poses. Editorial poses consist of angular lines and are either static or in movement, including jumping and running. The model's expression is typically pensive or a strong reaction to something. However, for a lifestyle magazine, models are more likely to smile while showing off the clothes, product, or even fitness exercise. Nevertheless, models must move with fluidity. Okay. Or excuse me, fluidity. I butchered that word. Okay, now we're gonna do the swim, the swim one. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. Swimming, again, this has a whole lot to do with your comfortability, okay? I'm sharing this as sample poses because it does include some partial nudity. But if you look at this perspective, most of them are like middle young to young, but they would never be under the age of 18, you know? But it would be swim and lingerie. That's what this stuff is that you're seeing right now. All right. If that is something that you are finding yourself naturally into, or that you wanted to try or something like that, then you, first of all, you would have to try yourself on other things to lead to that, because they could be extremely picky as well. In some cases, it could be even more extreme than a runway model. Loading up the next one here. I don't know what that is. Okay, how to become a fitness model according to Real Fitness Model. Okay. I'm not even going to read that first part, but how to get discovered. Obviously, you did the first step. You found an agency that is willing to work with you to be able to take care of and to help you to succeed and manage what it is that you are trying to do and where you want to be. The next step, the day-to-day of a fitness model. Once you get signed, the hard work really begins. So right now, you're still kind of in the easy part, okay? But the hard parts are coming because you have the homework. You got to really prep yourself and get ready for a lot of hard criticism and critiquing and grilling, like making sure that you understand different poses, understanding how to do them, etc. Monologue reading and commercial reading, and how to present yourself when on days when you're not shooting, you may be working another job. So in your case, that would be what is happening. You're signed by SLMTA to represent you and to help educate and train you. But at the same time, you're also working your regular job. So, and these kind of things could really make you, they can make you or break you, which is why I think that you honestly shows a very good way to get in by choosing your off days to do it. You know what I mean? Because that would be a way to get started anyway. Next comes hair and makeup. Every shoot starts with hair and makeup, which still feels like a treat to me in a nice way to decompress from the must arrive on time transportation hustle. At some point, the creative director or trainer stops by to walk you through the shot list for the day. Then you'll visit wardrobe, have another hair and makeup touch up, and you're in front of a camera. That's basically how it will be when you're on set. And by the way, which is why it's very, very important for you to attend pro model event, because you're going to then learn hands-on how to be on set. And yes, that is face-to-face when we do those. But they are not free either. Because we have to pay for the photographers and all that to get involved with this. It's just the way that it is. Anyway, the challenges of being a fitness model, aside from the physical challenges that fitness models face on set, there are some other obstacles they're constantly dealing with. Number one, always have a camera ready body. So you want to be sure that you're always camera ready and that you have a body that fits it. You want to also be more aware. Importantly, have confidence. Confidence is essential.
He won't give you glasses.
Let's see. Another tough aspect, you're always on call. With fitness models, print models, editorial modeling, you will always be on call. You'll hear me say that a lot of times. And on call basically means that you would have to be flexible, or you just simply say, I'm not able to do it, even if I'm trying to see if you could do it. You know what I mean? The perks of being a fitness model. Though it's a tough job, the doors that fitness modeling can open are undeniably awesome. Fitness modeling has introduced a lot of amazing people who work behind the scenes in the fitness industry, and thus gotten more modeling jobs that were contributed besides being a trainer and a fitness model. So it's a way in the door if you were that type of model. I think I'm going to end it there with that, though, because that's not what that is. And we're almost to where you were talking about. What is a fit model? How to get started as a fit model. Fit modeling is a subset of fashion modeling where fashion professionals work entirely behind the scenes to test new clothing products during the design process. If you are interested in fashion and meet the physical criteria of the designer or manufacturer, fit modeling could be an exciting opportunity for you. So even if you are a plus size, because a lot of people, a harsh reality is this, okay? The harsh reality is America is getting older and America is getting bigger, okay? And the thing is that different people are going to fit different ways in the different types of fashion. So even if you're not thin, you still could be able to fit as a fit model for plus size fashion. What is a fit model? A fit model is a part of the fashion design process when designers see how their clothing designs hang on a live and mobile body to test for the look and feel of a garment. A fit model is not unlike a mannequin in this way, though a fit model can emulate the movements of a real customer and stand, move, and pose at the discretion of a team of designers. Fit models differ from their runway counterparts in that they don't model for public consumption. They also provide feedback and suggestions about what would make the garment more comfortable, useful, or otherwise appealing, helping the designer make adjustments before production. So you could almost find yourself being a fashion consultant if you do this job correctly. Like what makes that design fit you better? What would make it more comfortable for you? Even though that it looks so good and it might actually fit you, what could be more about it? Or maybe there is no more about it. Okay, so that's what you're doing as a fit model. Fit modeling categories and industry standards. The core characteristic of a fit model is having body proportions that match the industry standards of a given apparel category. Therefore, the two most important pieces of knowledge a fit model can have are understanding which category is a match and knowing your body measurements. Maintaining industry standard measurement is crucial to the longevity of this career path.
You need the one with the towers. The tower.
I'm sorry?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I thought you were telling me something. I'm sorry. Okay. Apparel breaks out. Okay, apparel breaks out into categories for children, men, and women, with each of those breaking out into further subcategories. For example, in addition to standard menswear sizes, additional men's categories include young men, so big and tall, each having different perimeters.
Or wide and tall.
Huh? Yeah.
Tall and wide?
Yeah, it could be wide, it could be plus size, it could be big. Exactly. Women's sizes typically break out much further into subgroups that include misses, juniors, plus sizes, petites, and maternity, among several others. Among women's sizes, the generally accepted size for a fit model is a standard US size 8 or 10 in some regions outside of a fashion metropolis, such as New York City. Qualifying body characteristics.
That's what I want. Print from the catalog. Catalog.
Catalog, yeah, catalog print. Yeah. Qualifying body characteristics. Weight, while not the most crucial factor for fit modeling, there are general expectations for body weight in each category. Weight expectations are less rigid for fit modeling than that of a fashion runway model. In other words, if you are a plus model right now, a plus size model right now, then they will fit you in plus size modeling. Okay, they will not try to fit you in petite if that's not what you are. That's basically what it's saying. But a runway model, yes, there are much stricter restrictions. Height. Each category will have a height range considered appropriate to size for the category. For example, a fit model for a woman's petite should be at least 5 feet tall, but less than 5 foot 4 inches. Okay.
Well, I'm about 5'8".
Yeah. Well,
Minus
but you're not petite. Yeah, I got you. I know. We always make jokes.
About 5'8". Minus 5.
Right, right, exactly. Chest weight, here we go. Chest, waist, hip. Body proportions are typically the most
I
important.
wear some steel. I mean, really?
Right. Body, yeah, it's true. Body proportions are typically the most important characteristic of fit models. Industry standards vary for different manufacturers and their target demographic, but typically a designer determines the chest, waist, hip ratio they would like to design a garment for before seeking a fit model to test it on. For example, a woman's clothing manufacturer might seek a fit model with hip dimensions that are comparable to their bust, with a waistline that is 10 inches smaller than the two. Okay, so it's really going to be about what they are looking for, basically, is what the bottom line is. Other measurements, while less crucial information, the entire body is actually part of the fitting process. For this reason, fit models should know their inseams, the length of their legs and arms, and even the slopes of their shoulders. So you could be a fit model if there was like plus size reasoning. Fit model skills and traits. Be physically and mentally strong. Be confident and understand fits and trends.
And lots of.
I'm sorry?
Just like lift weights. Be active sport.
Yeah, I mean, whatever the case is, well, you don't have to be a fitness model if that's not what your desire is, but there are certain things, like you and you know your body, you know what you're trying to do, you know, that kind of thing. So it's not really about, I mean, if you know that you need to make a change, you can make the change. But in the now, where we see you right now, if you're going to be a fit model, you're probably going to have a pretty wide hip, some pretty inseams and things.
Did you say it was raining? Do you say raining today?
You're cracking up a little bit. What's that?
Did you say it was raining today?
Yeah, we may have to run just a little bit over. If I keep going the clip down now, it might only be 15 minutes.
Oh crap. Shut my phone's like that. Whoops.
What's that? How to become a fit model.
I have like a dead phone.
So how to become a fit model. 1, learn about the fashion industry. So in your time, you can go ahead and figure out, learn about it. 2, practice posing and movements. 3, which you already did, look for an agent.
Can you see me? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you see me?
I can't see you, but
Did you say it was raining today? Was it raining? Did you have rain today?
It was for a minute there, but it was more like a
Well,
shower.
can you see clearly now? The rain has gone.
You went a little bit flat there, but that's all right. I'll give it to you. Can you see clearly now? The rain is gone. Da, 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 da.
You see all obstacles.
I can see clearly though now. And the internet
But not
for
then.
right now is clearly working. I can't see you clearly though. We're not going to talk about glamour because I don't think that's anything of your interest. Okay, how to become a runway model.
Okay, my phone is dead. I'm letting you know. I have like a 1%.
Oh, okay, you don't have anything to charge it? Okay. If you don't have anything to charge it, then maybe.
It's at 1%. I'm in my truck, but it's at 1%.
Okay. How about we just stop it right here? I got one, two. We might have to extend it about 20 minutes the next time that we meet. All right.
Okay.
And it'll either be Sunday or Monday of not this week coming, but the following week, because I'll be in Richmond, Virginia, basically to see pro models slay the runway. And I'm excited about that. So hopefully I'll be able to give you some news on that as well. And maybe by November, you could be ready and you can go down there, or down there from where you are in November and showcase for them at that point. All right.
And where is that at?
It's at Richmond, but I think in November, I'm really trying to figure out if
Oh, that's not virtual though, or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That might be hard with work and stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna depend. A lot of times they do their things on Saturday. This time it happened to be on a Sunday. They may do it on Sunday again when they do the convention. I don't know, but I'll know soon enough. At some point, it would have to be said. But if it does work out in your favor, we may even be able to go as a tag team because I'm trying to get a few others as well. There are a few other models that are actually past the training mark right now that have signed in the Grand Rapids area as well. So maybe I can take a bus and actually go or something. But anyway, since you got one.
Yeah, my phone's only 2%.
Huh?
Oh.
1%, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to be sitting here all the way until it's dead and then wondering what had happened. So I'm gonna wish you a good night for.
Okay.
Tonight.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
see you what, next Monday? Next Monday then?
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, let me see.
Oh, no, not next week. That's right. So I'll be the Monday after. So I'll be like.
It's gonna be either the 5th or the 6th.
Monday of next month. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either gonna be the 5th or the 6th. It depends on. It depends on my other schedules. But I'll let you know. In the meantime, don't forget to test your photo shoots. Okay, I'm going to send them to you in the email. And don't forget to print out your 2 commercials and your monologues so that you could start reading them. And
yeah, I'm trying to. It's hard to do things before the work. Maybe one of my days off or something. I'm kind of busy next weekend too. Sunday.
Yeah, yes.
I'm busy.
A couple of weeks. She got about a
Next
couple.
Monday to Sunday, but
Mm-hmm. Indeed. So that's what I'm gonna be expecting at that point on the 5th or the 6th of September. If you're busy this week, that's gonna be fine. I wouldn't wait to the last minute though on some of this because there is no last minute poses. They all would turn out to be funny looking if they were. But monologues, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have you reading the monologue the next time that we see you. So you want to make sure that you at least read it one time, at least. But yeah, there we go. All right, I'm gonna let you go. Have a wonderful evening, okay? All right.
So a couple weeks, and I'll look over it yourself.
Yep, I'm gonna email you. If it's not right away tonight, it will definitely be. Well, no, it's gonna be right away tonight. I'm gonna email you right now those 10 poses that you would need. And that should be it. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.